This year, give the gift of safety, give the gift of reliability, and give the gift of all-wheel drive. Lease the proven 2018 Honda CR-V LX all-wheel drive for $199 per month. Get great features and all-wheel drive for only $199 per month. I'm Jason Perico, and there's no better gift than a Honda.
Time now for the Gannon Golden Knights Coaches Show. He is the head coach, John Reilly. Coach, welcome back.
Hey, great to be back.
Lock Haven was the last time out. You dropped that one 60-57. Similar theme, defensively, you're guarding the basketball. 57 points is not a ton, or 60, I should say, for Lock Haven. But I guess that does apply. 57 is not a ton either, so I guess that's a problem, right?
Yeah, I just, in terms of, it's been a hard year in terms of we're just so inconsistent with a lot of things, and we're trying to work Frank Webb back in the lineup. He's not 100%, but so we've almost, we were getting better, and we're out of sorts a little bit. Very, very evident in the game Saturday, and I thought we played very poorly actually at both ends of the court, and I take full responsibility for that. On paper, it looks like we're a good defensive team. We're not. We're not a good defensive team. We don't talk well. I'm not going to get into why we're not, but the energy isn't close. And then offensively, we're going to have to kind of look at some things, because what we're doing, what we're doing this year was great for last year's team, but it's not very good for this year's team in terms of our skill set, in terms of knowledge, understanding, intelligence, basketball IQ, intelligence I'm talking about. So we've got to try to reset a little bit and try to, refocus and try to move on.
Is that ideal? I mean, typically you find players that fit into your system rather than adapting to
players, it's not
right?
ideal at all, but in terms of what we're having to do, but it's what we have to do. And, coming into the year, I didn't expect us to have a couple of the injuries that we've had. And in all of our years, we've never had these injuries, and you kind of pigeonhole certain people being able to do certain things, and that's been thrown all out of sorts. So I'm not using that as an excuse, because anybody that knows me knows we don't deal with excuses. I just don't believe in them, and but it's really thrown us a little bit for a loop. So again, we're just trying to reset the thing and trying to figure out. But I know this. I know we don't play with the passion that we need to play with. I know we don't play with the right amount of enthusiasm. I know we don't play with the right amount of competitive toughness and togetherness. I haven't seen that to this point, and we're trying to find something that we can hang our hat on. And it's always been defensive rebounding and competitiveness, and we're trying to get that to be important to this group.
The game script of coming back in the second half, that's not atypical to what you try to do, because you guard the basketball so tough that then in the second half you wear teams down. So it almost seems like that's going the way that you want it to.
Well, like I said, defensively I don't think we're very good, but it is what it is. Because I don't want to say we're really good, because then our guys will take it. And I think, and we're not close to it.
That's fair, but you made the comment post game that you don't start too well.
Well,
so
again,
and I always say that maybe it's a justification.
Why don't we start well? Okay, so a lot of that is maybe focus, mental preparation. The whole point of our warm up, the whole point of our workouts is to get you geared up so that when the ball goes up, you're ready to play. For whatever reason, we're not. So I own that. I take responsibility. We're not ready. We get down consistently, games right from the beginning, and we're not good enough to be able to always be fighting out of a hole. So we've got to find a way. I have to find a way to get our guys that when the ball goes up, we're ready to play. And there's two sides of the ball. We've always been a really good defensive team, but we averaged 70 points a game last year. We averaged 77 the year before. The year we won the PSAC 3 years ago, we scored 66 points a game. Well, the problem was the other team couldn't score. They scored 56 a game. So every team's a little bit different, but mentally, this team has to mature quickly, because we're not where we need to be mentally this game is all about how you can think, how you can process, and as a coach, I've got to advance our guys quicker because we're not where we need to be.
Do you handle things any differently given that it is finals week? Of course, that's an all-important aspect
To me,
of the classroom.
to me, our guys have always done a good job at school, and my daughter studies a lot. She's in law school at Villanova. She's not studying 24 hours a day. She's in law school.
Oh, you can't.
And you can't. So, God, practice is a great study break. It's a great break. And if you're a player, and again, so usually athletes are disciplined. It's finals week. Hey, you know what? If you've done everything that you're supposed to do over the course of the semester, okay, and you're preparing, you're ready for the final. If you haven't, you're cramming, hey, that's on you. So to me, everything is everything. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah, that's almost like an approach to a game because you can't game plan on the bus.
If you cheat the class, if you're one that goes late to class, don't show up to class, don't turn working on time, don't do your own work, you don't deserve to do well, and you're not going to do well. And our whole culture is we try to preach that. So if we're having issues in finals, it's all on us. It's all our fault because, again, it goes back to maturity levels. So I would anticipate our guys, and we track them pretty well. But I don't feel sorry for them because that's what it is. I mean, that's school, that's life.
Right.
So.
It does seem like there were moments in the Lock Haven game because you fall behind 15-3 and then you mount this comeback and you almost made it back come the end of the game, but it was kind of back and forth. The lead sat at 7, 8 in there for a couple quarters. There were certain times where it seemed like Harewood or they would push the envelope. They wanted to really get things going offensively.
Which is great. It's great, and we need to. Again, we're just so out of sync, and if sometimes maybe we're trying too hard, maybe we feel the pressure of. I'm not sure what it is, but I know eventually, you have to be able to push through. But things would happen. We get to the miss the layup, they go down, they get an AM1. We'd have inside position, we'd grab up, they take the ball from us. We typically don't have those things happen to us in terms of people taking balls from us and things like that. Those things all happen at key junctures. Their best players beat us. We typically like to have a defensive stopper that you can put on the best opposing player, and you like to have a forward stopper. Last year I had Damon Murad, best defender in the league, so I could put him on the best player, whether he was a big, whether he was a guard, and we're still trying to search for that identity. So again, we're still trying to figure this thing out. We have, with all what I've said, we have a great group of guys, and I put it on the coach, and we got to teach them better. Now they got to learn better, they got to retain knowledge better, but we've got to teach them better, and we've got to find a way to get them to fight at a much higher level.
Your forwards, you see a lot of minutes out of Deontay Cicero. Kofi Mills, though, gets in foul trouble early. Those seem to be the two guys. I'm Cyril, maybe not 100%. Those seem to be the two guys that you're going with for the majority.
Well, we're trying. I mean,
right now.
Well, hey, one of our best forwards is out. We need. We can need Kevin Dodds. He's not in, so it's putting a big burden on other people. But what I'm asking our forwards to do is guard your tails off, okay, defend. I didn't say foul. Like, fouling has no part of defense, and that's why I think we're a very, very poor defensive team, because we foul all the time, and that's lack of discipline. And if you look at our fouls, we're fouling 94 feet from our basket. We never teach that. It's ridiculous. Makes no sense. Beat yourself. Why would we not get an offensive rebound and reach it and foul? Makes no sense. We do that continually. So we can't be good players. We can't be a good team if we mentally check out and make those plays. That's not being.
So is there a good foul? You hear that?
No, there's no good foul.
Nowhere on the court.
Fouling negates good defense. Good teams play extremely aggressively within the rules. They don't foul. Okay, they don't foul. I want us to have active hands. I never one time said to put your hands on people. We're fouling 50 feet from the basket. We put our hands on people's backs. Makes no sense. It's not allowed. So what that does and why we, because even though our defense stinks, okay, and I'm saying that from a coach's standpoint in terms of fouling, not playing in stances, not talking well enough, and I want to believe that this team can become a good defensive team. the fouling kills us, because what it does is it puts the other team in the bonus early. They're shooting 2 free throws. So we're sitting there as they're taking uncontested shots. Then the other thing that kills us is we turn the ball over way too much. And good teams don't turn the ball over. Good teams don't, so as coaches, we have to do a better job of teaching them and putting them in those situations in practice where they have to make decisions and they have to make the correct decisions. So we're making a lot of mistakes that don't even give us a chance, to pull games out. And that's what, as coaches, as a coach, that's what I've got to do a better job of in terms of imparting to the guys. Because I feel we have good enough players. We're not playing smart. We're not really playing together. And if they want to do it, they'll change. But they have to be more receptive. And that's the problem with having so many new guys. They don't have a concept of how good the league is, how good the coaches are, how good the players are, how it's a grind every day. And we've got to embrace that. We've got to grow up quickly.
I wanted to ask you about Fernando Salsamendi. He played some big minutes on the opening trip.
He's been out. He's been out for weeks. He's been out for weeks.
So
whatever the situation is. So he's trying to come back now. So he could help. He could definitely help. But is he going to be in there every day? We got to find guys that can be there every day. And what I'm hoping too is our guys. I mean, I'm almost playing too many guys because I don't know what we're going to get out of each guy as we play. The good teams and normal teams, you know what each person's going to bring. We're still trying to figure that out, so we're still trying to emerge. So I'm hoping our leadership and our team will step up. I'm hoping people will do a better job of calling each other out, and I'm hoping people that are getting called out will raise their level of basketball play, and most importantly, their intellectual level of competing. I'm hoping that will raise.
Good stuff. Coach, you've got then Notre Dame coming up this Saturday, December 15th. So the schedule kind of stays wacky, but that's, of course, like you say, you never point to anything for an excuse. So you've got to adapt to that. You got to roll with the punches, if you will, through, even if it is finals week. So Notre Dame, you said they had a big that is going to give you.
Yeah, he's the best. He's probably the best in the region, and they're having a great year. And it'll be at their place. They'll play some man zone. I'll start watching them probably tomorrow. It's Tuesday that we're taping this show. But my concern really right now isn't even Notre Dame. My whole concern is our group, trying to get our group understanding how to compete and fight unified with the right level of energy. That's my whole focus. We can't even get to worry about other teams. We got to worry about ourselves right now.
How's Frank Webb viewed right now as a leader? Is he
I'm not going to get into that. Frank's really he's such a good person, and he's just trying to figure it out.
So he's more worried about
he's trying to get himself together. In terms of just being, it's hard when you work your tail off all summer, and you have the injury that he has, and all of a sudden you're out 11 weeks.
Right.
So he's not where he was. But I'm hoping there's a maturity level there that he'll worry about the other people and getting the other people going, because then what comes around goes around, and not to try to do too much. He had 5 turnovers on Saturday and was just completely out of whack. But out of trying to do too much, out of worrying about the wrong things, I need to worry about him playing defense. Valuing the basketball, not turning it over, making good decisions, doing a good job of in huddles, getting our guys talking about what we need to do. And if he does that, the offensive end will come around, because he's extremely skilled. And again, he's paid his dues. So a lot of it is just his soul searching, just trying to figure it out. And again, he's dealing with tough things for the first time. He's coming into the season where everybody's been going for 2.5 months, and he's behind. So he's got to be smart about how he helps us.
Notre Dame College, that'll be 2 p.m. on Saturday, December 15th. So, Coach, good luck, and aren't you glad you don't have to take any finals? Do you remember your finals?
Hey, I'm taking a final right now.
Oh, you are?
I'm taking a final with our team.
There you go.
We've got some issues. We've got some issues. So everything's relative. This is what I do for a living. And our guys, again, I'm not saying they're not working, but we have to try to figure this thing out. And coaches, we've got to do a better job. Players got to do a better job. But again, I like they're in rhythm. So if anything, they're not in all these classes. If they have to cram, it's on them. I would like to believe that they're prepared for their papers, their tests, and usually come Thursday, their minds are free, and they're out of school for a month. So that's a great thing. So they can see the end. So that's where we're at. We're just trying to get this thing figured out, and our whole thing is to have a chance to win that game on Saturday. That's all we can ask, try to get ourselves in position, and then it's up to us to be able to make plays.
Gannon Golden Knights Coaches Show. He is John Reilly. Appreciate it.
Hey, my pleasure.